How's it going, guys? Tyler from Minter and Anglers here. With everything that's going on right now and all of us doing our best to social distance and stay inside, there's really no better time to stock the boxes up and start tying some flies for summertime. That being said, if you guys are trying to stay away from people and you need materials for this fly or any fly really, give us a call here at the Lone Tree Shop and we'll have that stuff picked and shipped out to you that day. We're also offering curbside pickup for any of y'all that live here in the neighborhood. Do your best, keep those hands washed and stay healthy. I'll top into the fly. So we're going to go ahead and tie my favorite carp fly. I think probably the only one you really need, and that's the hybrid worm. So I've got a $24.99 SPBL in the vise. I tie a lot of my carp patterns, all two of them, on this hook. I really do think that, combination of that nice big gap, short shank, and just how strong these Tiemco hooks always are, it's about the best hook for the job. So we're going to come in here with some 5/32 tungsten dumbbell eyes, and just figure eight those on right behind the eye. Now, a lot of variables in this fly, and you'll see that kind of as we're tying it. So, first of which being, you're going to want just a good selection of different weights. I tie this fly with nice heavy eyes like this. I tie some with a lighter bead chain eye. Some of them that I need to be super heavy, I'll even wrap the body with some lead wire. But especially here on the Denver South Platte, we run into carp in all sorts of different situations. Some of them are going to be hanging out real deep. Some of them are going to be tail in less than a foot of water. So having a couple different weights and sizes doesn't hurt. This one right here that we're tying is a 10. I'd say 8s and 10s are probably the sizes I use the most. So next we'll come in and tie some red ultra chenille in for the tail. Now another variable would be your tail here. I've found that red, I don't know that I could say red is the most productive from a fishing standpoint. I certainly catch a lot of fish on red, but more than anything, red is super easy for me to see when I'm sight fishing for these carp. So I think that's the biggest reason that I tend to use red more than any other color. I'm going to leave this tail pretty long to start. I don't think that... I can always trim more on the river if I need it to be shorter, but I tend to leave them on the long side. Now, next step, another variable. We could use a ton of different things for the body on this fly. Peacock, I think, is what the pattern traditionally calls for. Peacock being as brittle as it is, I don't tend to use that as much anymore. I use a lot of synthetics, dubbings, that kind of stuff, just something that's a little bit more durable. Not that we're running into carp with teeth or anything like that, but just so I don't have to be, retying these flies over and over. So on this one particularly, we're going to use some Cohen's Carp Dub. I love this stuff. This is the Northern Lights Black and olive. I can't remember the name of this olive, but awesome stuff, especially for what we're trying to accomplish here. You'll see some little rubber legs and stuff as we're dubbing this up. Just a nice buggy dubbing. So I'm going to blend these two colors just by kind of stacking and pulling them apart until we have a nice blend of black and olive. I'm going to do my best not to lose any of those rubber legs as we're doing this. But it's a good little blend there. So as I'm building this dubbing noodle, I'm going to go ahead and try to keep just caught my hook. I'm going to do my best to try to keep a pretty tight noodle up towards the top and kind of build a fatter profile as we're coming up towards the dumbbell eyes. And this carp dubbing can be a little tricky to work with. I like to use a little bit of wax and really tighten this stuff up. But we'll just, again, start to build a nice little, I don't know, ice cream cone shaped taper as we're coming towards those eyes. Get a little bit more on here. And I guess we could go with a touch more. There we go. So nice little pseudo peacock body there. Now our final step is going to be a little soft hackle collar. And yet again, tons of options as far as color. I've got all sorts of different colors in this soft hackle hen. This one in particular, we're going to use a nice olive feather. So we'll come in here, pluck out a feather about like this, and then I'll strip away all of our fluffy fibers down here towards the bottom of that stem. So we're looking about like this now. And I'm going to hold my feather by the tips here and just kind of stroke back on all these. So we've got a nice little tie-in point on the tip. We'll go ahead and capture that right behind those eyes and give a couple of nice tight wraps. And we can clip out that tip. Now, as we're wrapping this feather up, you can certainly use the rotary function of your vise. I tend to use mine to just kind of kick the fly off to the side so I can see the far side a little bit better. And I'll take 2 or 3 wraps here. Looks like I got a nice thick collar. And then really capture that stem and clip it out. Now if I've got all these wonky forward facing fibers, super easy to fix that. We're just going to kind of train them with our thumb and index finger, and then take a couple of nice wraps. And if we have a single straggler or a couple stragglers towards the front, we can come in and just clip those out. And there's our finished products. We'll go ahead and throw a whip finish in here. And you can whip finish in front of the eyes, behind the eyes, whatever you like. As long as we're not laying that collar down too much. I always throw 2 whip finishes in. I don't tend to use a whole lot of head cement or anything like that. So just throw 2 3-turn whip finishes right behind those eyes. Clip out our thread. And we're ready to fish. There's kind of our top profile, our side profile. And that's the hybrid worm. Easy as that, super fast carp fly to bang out. Very, very productive. If you guys, again, if you need the materials for these, go ahead and give us a call here at the Lone Tree Shop. We can get them shipped out to you, or you can come pick them up here in store or curbside. Thanks again for watching, guys. Stay safe out there. Hopefully you can get some fishing in while you're doing your social distancing. But other than that, we hope to see you in the store soon. Take care.